Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fall Convocation 2006. We're very fortunate today to have His Honour, the Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Saskatchewan, Dr. Gordon Barnhart, with us for Convocation. In a moment, I will ask you to rise for His Honour's entrance. Once His Honour is at his seat, the orchestra will play the Vice-Regal Salute. This is some bars of O Canada and bars of God Save the Queen, and please do not sing during the Vice-Regal Salute. Then, following the salute, you're invited to join our vocalist, Clinton Hagel, in the singing of O Canada. And after that, would you please remain standing for the invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now rise for the entrance of His Honour, the Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Saskatchewan, Dr. Gordon Barnhart.
O God of deepest knowledge, we come together today from many different traditions to acknowledge you as the source of all wisdom. We praise you for the accomplishments of those who convocate today from the College of Arts and Science. We give thanks for their courage and perseverance, their wisdom and insight. We know that they did not come to this day alone, so we also acknowledge all those who have supported them in their quest for knowledge, their parents and grandparents, spouses and children, friends and mentors. We offer gratitude for the University of Saskatchewan and all those who carry forth its tradition of academic excellence. We recognize the contributions of faculty, staff, and administrators who create an atmosphere where intellectual curiosity is fostered and a thirst for knowledge awakened. We thank you, God, for the entire university experience, the deep friendships created, the aha moments of discovery, the hours of study and conversation, and the rich opportunity to engage with others who represent different cultures, traditions, and worldviews. We ask you then to shower your blessings on those who are receiving their degrees today. May they have the courage to use their knowledge and skills for the good of all humanity. May they go forth in confidence, aware of their many gifts and abilities. May they face both the challenges and opportunities ahead with a spirit of hope and a sense of humor. O God of the universe, be with them always and guide their footsteps along the way of peace. Amen.
Would you please be seated? Welcome, Your Honor, graduands, and distinguished guests. My name is Lee Pennock. I'm the University Secretary, and I have the honor of introducing to you the members of the colorful platform party that you see before you. So beginning in the front row at my far left and your right, we have Jim Basinger, Associate Dean of Science in the College of Arts and Science, Tom Steele, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Affairs, College of Arts and Science, Joanne Dillon, Dean, College of Arts and Science, Lawrence Martz, Associate Dean, Social Science, College of Arts and Science, Tammy Marsh, Assistant Dean, St. Thomas More College, Tom Wishart, Associate Vice President of Research and Dean of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, Stephen Franklin, Vice President, Research, Michael Atkinson, Provost and Vice President, Academic, Peter McKinnon, our President, Tom Malloy, our Chancellor, the Honourable Gordon Barnhart, Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Saskatchewan, the Honourable Pat Atkinson, Minister of Advanced Education and Employment, Martha Bloom, today's recipient of the Honorary Doctor of Letters degree, Judy Bazowetsky, member of our Board of Governors, Gertrude Rompre, University Chaplain, Simon Kaigwahat, our University Elder, Fred Fulton, University Alumni Association President-elect, and Kelly McInnes, Registrar and Director of Academic Services and Financial Assistance. In the second row, Trevor Gamble, Associate Dean of the College of Graduate Studies and Research, Glenn Baker, recipient of the Alumni Award of Achievement, Dale Ward, recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Supervisor Award, Chari Rangachariulu, recipient of the Outreach and Public Service Award, Dennis Gorecki, Dean of the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition, George Smith, President of St. Thomas More College, Walter Deller, Principal of the College of Emmanuel and St. Chad, Bernie Yerlink, Associate Dean of the College of Medicine, Ryan Allen, President of the University of Saskatchewan Students' Union, Mark Chatterbach, Aide-de-Camp for the Lieutenant Governor, Irene Bloom, daughter of Martha Bloom, Kevin Weidenheimer, Director of University Services and Adult Learning Development Branch, William Gulka, member of our Senate, Agnes Hertzberg, member of Senate, Phyllis James, member of Senate, Laurel Krause, member of Senate, and Mavis Moore, member of Senate. And behind them, you'll see members of the faculty of the University of Saskatchewan. Would you please join me in expressing to all of these faculty, administrators, and members of our governing bodies our thanks for the work that they have done by supporting, teaching, and encouraging our graduates.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you Martha Bloom. I'm honored to present Martha Bloom today. Mrs. Bloom has been described as a profoundly creative, passionate human being, a true Renaissance lady with a vast knowledge of science, music, art, and literature. An extremely talented pianist, Mrs. Bloom followed in her father's footsteps as a pharmacist, obtaining degrees in pharmacology and biochemistry. But her love of music, literature, drama, and languages strongly influenced her activities. After moving to Saskatoon in 1951, she taught French and co-founded the Alliance Française. She taught voice and tutored many vocal students in the university's music department. She was influential in founding the Saskatoon Opera Association and performed in a number of local drama productions. Mrs. Bloom considers writing an absolute necessity. Her first novel, The Walnut Tree, was published in 1999 and received 2 Saskatchewan Book Awards. A book of short stories appeared in 2002, and The Apothecary, her second novel, was published in August 2006, when Mrs. Bloom was 93 years old. Mrs. Bloom was born in 1913 in the Austro-Hungarian Empire. At the outbreak of World War II, because of her Jewish ancestry, she was employed as a slave laborer by the German-Romanian forces. The Holocaust had a profound influence on her life, and she shared her experiences as well as her knowledge of Yiddish writers with high school and university students. As she explains in her autobiography, we are deeply grateful to have been given the gift of life when others around us perished. So indeed, it is our duty to give something back within our modest means. Martha Bloom has contributed tremendously to scholarship, to education, to the arts, and to her community. She is an outstanding individual and more than worthy to receive an honorary Doctor of Letters degree. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Martha Bloom and ask that you will confer on her the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, with the consent of the Senate of this university, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Your Honor, Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished guests, fellow graduands and graduates, my friends who have come from across the country, ladies and gentlemen. My most heartfelt thanks to the University of Saskatchewan for honoring me with a Doctorate of Letters. It is particularly meaningful to me because all my degrees are in the sciences, yet literature, language, and music have always been my true love. Thank you indeed for according me this honor. To my colleagues, my dear colleagues, fellow students, graduates and graduates, I will say, félicitations. Enjoy this moment. It's a moment of achievement, and it is yours. You have earned it. You have been measured by high standards, by distinguished teachers, and you have done well. I congratulate you. Vividly, I remember my first degree. It was in 1934 in Strasbourg, France, and I cannot forget the absolute jubilation I felt. Everything seemed open to me, and indeed was. I was a young pharmacist of 21, with all the choices in front of me. My father had urged me to study the sciences because particularly pharmacy is related to so many other scientific fields which very, very few professions can offer. It is intimately related to medicine, to nursing, to the earth sciences, geology, botanics, chemistry, both organic and inorganic, and more. And yet I had another choice. My other choice was industrial pharmaceutical production, as my father has built and the first pharmaceutical industry in Romania, and he wanted me to be there. But for this I had to have a few more degrees. It wasn't sufficient to be just a simple young pharmacist. So I had to do a graduate degree in pharmaceutical chemistry and a postgraduate degree in biochemistry, which both I loved indeed as subjects of research and of progress. And it was a thrilling time, the 30s. You have to remember that this was a time where penicillin was not yet with us, but on the horizon. Many things in the West had already been advanced, so we were pushing on, and particularly pharmacy was at crossroads with itself in a way. It had been a handcrafted skill, and now it had to change into full industrialization. Well, I finished my degrees, and we celebrated only how young people know how to do in Paris. And I had every reason to enjoy it. In Paris, where I continued my studies, we were just 3 women against, I say against consciously, against 20 men. And they were all outstanding. So you have to live up to it. And we did. But it wasn't easy. We, my colleagues and I, worked 18 hours out of 24. And even then, they took, or we all took work home. Now, this was too much for me. I loved the theater and the opera, and I wanted to talk to my fellow writers particularly. I wanted to hear what the esprit du temps was, what are you thinking about, what is it that moves you, and all what is the politics of it all. And particularly also because I wrote French poetry at the time. Prose too, but I was more inclined towards the poetry. Paris in the late 30s, particularly in 1937 and 1938, heard every great musician in Europe. I wanted to hear them. Pablo Casals came, the great Spanish cellist. Paul Robeson, the American basso, oh, uncountable great men. And then the French musicians, of course, who can forget Alfred Cortot, the pianist, co-founder of the École Normale de Musique de Paris, and Jacques Thibault himself, the great violinist. And of course, I wanted to talk to the literati, to all those men who made their names and philosophy of their own time, of which I was a part, and certainly wanted to be one. And of course, I wanted to meet Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir and Paul Valéry, and too many to mention. but to be part of what they thought at this particular time. I wanted to meet them too and talk to them. So after 8 or 10 hours of straight team pharmaceutical research work, well, I needed to get out of there. I had to go into the streets of Paris and I had to learn what's doing and thinking in the arts. So I immersed myself in the arts in spite of all the science work. But I graduated and I succeeded in my field. I loved it too, I must say. It is still a great love of mine. Because it's a healing science. It's something that helps the others, to which I am indeed committed. But with almost the last glass of champagne after graduation, on the 1st of September 1939, World War II broke out. We rushed home to face a grueling war on the border between the Third Reich and Soviet Russia. Well, we survived. It wasn't easy, but we did. And on a beautiful day, an unforgettable day, in July 1951, we stepped ashore on Pier 21 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. My father and mother waited for us there. They had survived also, both. My father, Dr. Abraham Gutmann, had arrived before us in Nova Scotia with the help of his two brothers, who had settled there in 1895. My father became immediately and found a position as a research team in the fisheries department of Nova Scotia. And also my husband Richard found a position. A distinguished mathematician, Richard, found a position at Acadia University. So the beginning was wonderful in a way, in spite of initial hardships, of course. In 1954, Richard joined the staff at the University of Saskatchewan. And it has been a very successful and fruitful time for both of us. But there wasn't easy time all the time, because when I landed in Canada, I was 37 years old, and I spoke no English. Well, you had to learn it. For me, this is not such a hardship. On the contrary, I love to start on language that is new, that I haven't done before. But it was a beginning. And independently of my age, because my heart is and always has been in language and literature, what I did is I started, instead of just going to school again, I started to translate the great English writers. I did not attack Shakespeare, but William Blake, John Donne, and Oscar Wilde, I tried to translate into German, French, Romanian, or any other language at my disposal. And translation is not just translation, it's a transpoetization where you have to really feel the language and the nature, the language into which you intend to translate. So, I've always done this. I've written all my life, from the age of 12. But later on, under the most harsh and wrenching circumstances, I still wrote, with a little piece of paper, any kind of, because I do formulate. I have a desire to find a word for whatever either I feel or whatever I see. Age is no impediment to me. And if I published my first English novel, The Walnut Tree, at the age of 86, it meant only that is when I thought it to be ready. The other things I've done with great enjoyment is coach the young. With my language and music, I was able to, after retirement from pharmacy and research of pharmacy, to coach And I still do when here and there one of my older students or a new one will come recommended from the university and say, do see what you can do. And this is what I do as a contribution to the young. And that is teach interpretation of text, the underlying poetry to art song or opera. And I must say that I've been here since '54, with exceptions, of course, from time to time into the big world out there. And coming back and facing our talent here, I will say we have a remarkable talent in Saskatchewan. And my students who have now are singing or reciting and teaching as far as Beijing, Brahms, Debussy, to the Chinese, which I have done. And I must say to you, it is the greatest satisfaction anyone can have. And I'm so grateful for it. On Monday this week, I launched my third novel, The Apothecary. What else? Published by our own Saskatchewan publisher, Koto Books, who have published all my work. But then, most of us healers, physicians, pharmacists, nurses, medics of all sorts, we have stories to tell. And it is no wonder that we write. We meet life. We meet it directly and daily. We contact women's and men's needs, and it can sometimes be, indeed, overwhelming. I have a little water? That's okay. So we write. We tell our stories. If you allow me to give you just a few small examples of just the tip of the iceberg of all of us, and the greatest of them all, I will give you Ibsen, the great Norwegian playwright who was a small apothecary in a little town in Norway from the age of 16, and became, of course, Ibsen, the great playwright. Friedrich von Schiller, a military doctor, who himself has written this great ode to joy, and Beethoven has used in the Ninth Symphony as at a culminating moment. Thank you very much. Friedrich von Schiller, I said about him. And now, never to forget Anton Chekhov. A doctor all his life, totally dedicated, and a marvelous storyteller. There is no other like him, and an immortal playwright. And I, an old apothecary, also tell my stories. I tell my stories of healing, of love, of dedication of each other, of cruelty sometimes, and of course, of my war years. Events so dramatic, if not to call them traumatic almost, that I have to write about it. I'm compelled to do, and I feel also the obligations as a witness. After all, this is my century, 1913, and now we are 2006. A few more years, if I live to see them, I will have the century in my handbag. And I will say that I feel a strong obligation to witness my time. By the same token also, as cruel and hard as 2 world wars have been, I will nonetheless say that love above all, and that if we are able to find to each other a way, we will still save the world to a degree. And now, to take my leave from you and all of us here, I would like again to say a wholehearted thanks to the University of Saskatchewan, especially for according me that honor of a doctorate in letters. Thank you indeed. And to my dear colleagues out there, fellow students and graduates, I say once more, félicitations. Do enjoy this day. It's your achievement. And a great moment to remember, I must say. But of course, degrees are necessary. They're a solid foundation upon which to build. In building, one must. And when you build, you have to learn the new and continue to search for it. For many reasons, but also for very personal ones. It can be, or it may be, that your greatest personal satisfaction will lie there. I wish you well, and I thank you all, my friends who have come from across the country, my friends from here who have come to celebrate with me and us. I thank you all for sharing this moment with me.
Thank you very much, Doctor of Letters Martha Bloom, for that marvelous address. Your Honour, Chancellor Malloy, Minister Atkinson, Elder Kitewahat, President George Smith of St. Thomas More, dear graduates, guests and friends. Welcome to Fall Convocation 2006. This is the University of Saskatchewan's most important celebration. It is here that we come together and recognize in a very public way the achievements of our graduates and the contributions to their success of their families and friends. This day also marks the admission of our students to the University of Saskatchewan family of graduates worldwide. I can say to you that their record of achievement is a magnificent one. I am confident that you will uphold and enhance that record in the years to come. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to the families of the graduates that are assembled today. We're delighted to have you with us. You have shared the joys and the hardships of your graduate in his or her journey leading to the success that we mark today. We share your pride, and we thank you very much for being here. And a special word of welcome to His Honour Dr. Bernhardt. You have been at Convocation many times, as a graduate and as University Secretary. Today you are here representing the Crown, and if I may say so, as a good friend of our university, we greatly appreciate your presence. It is perhaps a feature of aging that we become more conscious of the prominence of memory in our lives. Among my vivid and cherished memories are those of visits as a small child to my grandparents in Montreal and frequent walks with my grandfather from his apartment on University Street to the McGill Faculty of Medicine, where he served as professor of anatomy. These walks took us across the McGill campus with commentaries by my grandfather on the significance of buildings and other landmarks and the colorful university personalities associated with them. It is in part to these memories that I attribute a core value of my life. I love universities. I love the big ones and the small ones, the public and the private universities, the local and the distant, the old ones and the new ones. Like all human institutions, they have their peculiarities, vulnerabilities, and weaknesses. But their greatest strength lies in the fact that it is the merit of an idea that demands respect in a university, not a voice of command, a pronouncement on morality, or a threat of punishment. In a world that witnesses too many commands, pronouncements, and threats, institutions that value ideas, debate, and reasoned conclusions are beacons that give us confidence that we as human beings have a future and that it can be a bright one. That is why today should mean as much to you as my memories of my walks with my grandfather a half-century ago. You are the product of many influences in your lives, and today there is one more. You now come from an institution and a tradition that values ideas, debate, and discovery as an alternative to commands, pronouncements, and threats. That influence will shape your lives going forward, and I hope you will come to cherish it as you face the uncertainties of the human experience. Graduates of the University of Saskatchewan, you can be confident of the preparation that you have received here. Your success today is celebrated by all of us, families, friends, members of the university community, and of course, yourselves. It is deserved success, and so it is justly marked and celebrated. But do remember, it is preparation for what is to come more than it is a conclusion for what has been. The purpose of education is the refinement of the mind, for your own benefit to be sure, but also for the benefit of society. We need creative thinkers. We need people who are comfortable with decisions in a wide context. We need people who can communicate, reason, create, write, and speak. And we need people who can speak across the boundaries that sometimes divide us. In short, we need leaders. I hope you will not mind if I express the hope that many of you will find it in your hearts and minds to continue to build your lives in Saskatchewan. I know that your futures will take you where they must. I know, too, that nowhere are you needed more than you are in this beautiful province of ours. His Honour the Lieutenant Governor has referred to words of the first Premier of Saskatchewan to the effect that Saskatchewan is a big place that needs people with big dreams. This is true today, as it was when Premier Walter Scott made the observation 100 years ago. I hope your dreams are big dreams and noble dreams, and I hope they come true. Congratulations on the great success that today represents, and very best wishes for the future.
Chancellor, Mr. President, members of the University Senate, I present to you the petition of the Council of this University that the candidates to be named, having fulfilled all the requirements of the statutes, may, with your permission, be admitted to the degrees and certificates to which they are entitled.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, with the consent of the Council of our University, I consent to admit you to the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled, and I invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
The graduates in the front row, please rise and come to the platform.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor Arts 3-year. I present to you Rochelle Lynn Barre, Bachelor of Arts, 3-year. Stephen Leslie F. Beaton, with great distinction. Sarah Carolyn Beckett, with distinction. Crystal Joy Borsa. Justin Garrett Boyes. Louise Ellen Brazier, with great distinction. Gloria Michelle Brown. Hao Lu Chen. Mary Rosellen Crooks, with great distinction. Darren Kyle Kraus. Christina Gail DePever. Jessica Denise Fauvel, with distinction. Rachel Ann Fiddler. Virginia Lorraine Friesen. Alexandra Victoria Gerard. Reina Gwen Gonzalez. Diane Elise Kingstock. Shannon Ruth Hill, with distinction. Bonnie Lynn Jansen.
That's good there.
Sherry Dawn Johnson. Tanis Eden Kosmich. Janet Christine McAlpine. Erica Ray Moldenhauer with great distinction. Andrew James Newmeyer. Julie Patricia Nicolette. Ashlyn Barbara Danielle Paul. Maxine Faye Remy with great distinction. Jada Nicole Robinson. Wayne Adam Roman. Abby Lee Schultz with distinction. Shaw Tao. Judy Marie Timmermans with distinction. Sinead Kathleen Patricia Mary Unsworth. Megumi Wakamiya with distinction. Lin Wong. Brandon Cole Weber with great distinction. Jafael Pierre Whitehawk. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these scholars receiving their degree of Bachelor of Arts 3-year. My apologies, there was one more. Kun Wu. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts 4-year. I present to you Michael Richard Broadfoot. Ashley Marie Carrier. Angelina Helen Costain with great distinction. Shelley Lynn Funk. Leanne Marie Gardupi. Phaedra Alice Hitchings with great distinction. Kai Bin Huang. Deanna Dawn Katelnikov. Lana Khan. Jun Lee. Chin Chung Lo. David Daniel McCrimmon with distinction. Kathleen May Morissette. Jillian Oakley Newman with distinction. Yu Ning. Rose Louise Purdy. Catherine June Pashovitz with great distinction. Brandy Valen Rosiak with distinction. Chung Guang Shi. Jin Wong. Jessica Elizabeth Waitman. Helene Hailing Wong. Hongji Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts, 4-year from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors. Ingrid Blythe Atkinson with high honors. Joel Daniel Cherry. Mitch Douglas Daschuk with high honors. Gavin Thomas Gardner. Matthew Brian Glasscock. Jason Anthony Capteen. Kadra Lee Kirilenko with high honors. Alexander Korshavev. Leanne Nada Labine. Lu Lee. Rachel Sue Ellen Lowen Walker with high honors. Laura Lee and Lika McMillan. Julie Amanda Nicholson. Edwin Joseph Russell Rogers with high honors. Rihanna Asmat Shaw. Jacqueline Dale Suter with high honors. Eric Brian Thorne with high honors. Shannon Lynn Unruh. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 3-year. Aaron Corey Bieberdorf with distinction. Calvin Ki Ho Chan. Ellen Rose Fritz. James Russell Kilfoyle. Christy Lynn McTavish. Andrew Rafiq Aziz Wassef, with great distinction. Meng Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science 3-year from the College of Arts and Sciences. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science 4-year. I present to you Tracy Lynn Beck, with distinction. Daruba Begum Dewan. Michael David Hartley. Scott Ryan L. Kritnick, with distinction. Char May Lowe. Ellen M. Milliken. Partha Pratim Podar. Kian Kim Ho. Brian James Twardzik. Sijia Wong. Jennifer Lynn Zadorozniak, with distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science 4-year from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors. I present to you Shanna Laurel Banman, with high honors. Ryan Christopher Dean. Bruce Cecil McDonald. Joni Judy Rodier. Jessica Stoller, with high honors. Yuan Zhou. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors from the College of Arts and Science. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you will confer on them the degree of Bachelor of Music. Naomi Odile Piggott, with great distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the recipient of the degree of Bachelor of Music from the College of Arts and Science.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Graduate Studies and Research and the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Arts. I present to you Linda Cicely Arias. Jana Blue Berman. Tasha Elaine Hubbard. Constance Elaine Luther. Raul Marcello Accardi Munoz. Laura Marilyn Patterson. Paula Jane Remlinger. Karen Paulette Sander. Xiaonan Song. Carrie Carson Hartnett Tuff. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Arts in the College of Graduate Studies and Research. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the College of Graduate Studies and Research and the College of Arts and Science, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Master of Science. I present to you Wan Wang Chao. Catherine Mary Chubak. Chen Dai. Danton Lorne Danielson. Weidong Han. Chen Liu. Niek San Ting. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Master of Science in the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties of the College of Arts and Science and of Graduate Studies and Research, I present to you these scholars and ask that you confer on them the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. I present to you Olukayode Taiwo Akanusi. Francis Urtiquao Apple. Mukund Jha. Janae Brianne McNaughton. Michael Sean Pollock. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating the recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the College of Graduate Studies and Research.
Eminent Chancellor, in the name of the faculties, I ask you to grant the degrees and certificates in absentia to those students whose names appear in the printed program and who were not able to be present today.
At the request of the faculties, I authorize those degrees and certificates to be granted.
Eminent Chancellor, I present to you the winner of the University Medal in Social Sciences, Edwin Joseph Russell Rogers. This medal is awarded to the most outstanding graduate in a social science discipline, and this year's recipient is Edwin Joseph Russell Rogers, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Arts honors degree with high honors in psychology. Edwin graduated from Lloydminster Comprehensive High School with distinction in 2002 and registered in the College of Arts and Science at the University of Saskatchewan for his first year. He was named on the Dean's List all 4 years of his university and has received numerous scholarships and awards, some of which have included the University of Saskatchewan scholarships, University of Saskatchewan undergraduate scholarships, Alberta Heritage Scholarship, and more recently the Canada Graduate Scholarship Masters from the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada. Edwin's interests include sporting activities such as baseball, golf, tennis, water sports, and hiking. He is also an avid reader, movie collector, and music enthusiast. Edwin became interested in psychology very early in life. He is currently registered in the College of Graduate Studies and Research at our university, pursuing a master's degree in applied social psychology. It is his ultimate goal to continue to the doctoral level in this area and achieve a PhD. I am pleased to present Edwin Joseph Russell Rogers with the University Medal in the Social Sciences. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you the winner of the University Medal in Fine Arts, Naomi Odile Pigott. This medal is awarded to the most outstanding graduate in a fine arts discipline. This year's recipient is Naomi Odile Pigott, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Music degree in performance with great distinction. Naomi graduated from Riviere Academy in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, where she was the valedictorian and winner of the Governor-General's Bronze Medal. She began her studies in piano at the age of 4 and was a consistent participant in local and provincial concerts and festivals. Naomi excelled consistently in her studies with the National Conservatory. She completed her studies with the Royal Conservatory of Music in her final year of high school, receiving her Associate of the Royal Conservatory of Toronto with honors. In her second year of university, Naomi was a student participant in the university's international symposium, The Legacy of Hugo Wolf, 1860 to 1903, where she presented a research paper. Naomi has received numerous scholarships and awards, some of which included the Coca-Cola Entrance Scholarship, the Centennial Merit Scholarship, and the University of Saskatchewan undergraduate scholarships. The department head in the music department has described Naomi as a very strong musical performer, and she has displayed consistently a strong aptitude for her academic studies. She has shown great initiative both within and external to the University of Saskatchewan, performing at musical competitions and excelling at her academic studies. Naomi plans to enter graduate school for a master's degree in collaborative performance, specializing in vocal accompaniment and chamber music. Eventually, Naomi plans to obtain a doctorate in the music field so that she may continue to participate in the university community as a professor. I am pleased to present Naomi Odile Pigott with the University Medal in Fine Arts. Eminent Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the recipient of the Rose Littman Medal in Humanities, Eric Brian Thorne. Eric Brian Thorne is graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts double honors degree with high honors in philosophy and high honors in religious studies. He is presented with the Rose Littman Medal in Humanities, awarded to the most outstanding graduate in the humanities discipline. This medal is in honor of Mrs. Rose Littman, a greatly valued staff member of the Dean's Office in the College of Arts and Science. Mrs. Littman advised and counseled thousands of students during her 25 years at the University of Saskatchewan. Eric entered the College of Arts and Science, St. Thomas More College, at the University of Saskatchewan as a part-time student in September 2000. He graduated with a BA 3-year degree with a major in philosophy with great distinction in May 2005, and has continued to complete the BA double honors degree with a major in philosophy and religious studies. He was named on the Dean's List in 2005, received the Department of Philosophy Convocation Award in 2005, and the STM St. Thomas More Outstanding Achievement Award for Philosophy in 2005. Mr. Thorne retired from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police with 23 years of service in 1994. He was employed with the Healthy Environments and Consumer Safety branch of Health Canada and is a proprietor of a tree nursery and landscaping business. He is also an associate chaplain at the Saskatoon Correctional Centre, is the co-author of articles for an encyclopedia of religion, and is working on a translation of the New Testament from Greek. Eric is currently preparing an application to the College of Graduate Studies and Research in the interdisciplinary MA program. I am pleased to present Eric Brian Thorne with the Rose Littman Medal in the Humanities. Eminent Chancellor, I am pleased to present the recipient of both the Dean's Medal and the University Medal in Science, Jessica Stoller. Jessica is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science honors degree with high honors in biology. She is being presented with the University Medal in Science, which is awarded to the most distinguished graduate receiving a Bachelor of Science 4-year or honors degree or certificate in the natural sciences. Jessica is also being honored as the Dean's Medal recipient for the Fall Convocation 2006. The Dean's Medal is awarded to the most distinguished graduate in the College of Arts and Science. Jessica was born and raised in Saskatoon and graduated from Evan Hardy Collegiate. She entered the College of Arts and Science and St. Thomas More College in the fall of 2002 to pursue her biology degree. She has been the recipient of such scholarships and awards as the University of Saskatchewan Chancellor's Chernoff Family Scholarship, the John Spencer Middleton Scholarship, the University of Saskatchewan Undergraduate Scholarship, the University of Saskatchewan Honors Scholarship, the Arts and Science Barney Smith Scholarship, and the NSERC Postgraduate Master's Scholarship. Faculty have described Jessica as an outstanding undergraduate student in the Department of Biology. She is routinely placed within the top 3% of students, and her enthusiasm for the subject matter has made it a joy to teach her. Some of Jessica's work and volunteer experience have included coaching gymnastics, being a laboratory demonstrator, a note-taker for disability services for students, and a volunteer for Experience Us, U of S Orientation, Surviving Us, and for Biology Bioscan, just to name a few. Jessica is currently registered in the College of Graduate Studies and Research at the University of Saskatchewan, pursuing her master's degree in biology. I am pleased to present Jessica Stoller with the University Medal in Science and the Dean's Medal. Eminent Chancellor, I'm pleased to present the recipient of the Fall Convocation 3-year degree medal, Andrew Wafiq Aziz Wasef. It is with pleasure that I present the recipient of the Fall Convocation 3-year medal, which is awarded to the graduating student in a 3-year degree program in arts and science with the most outstanding academic record. This year, Andrew Wafiq Aziz Wasef, who graduates today with a Bachelor of Science 3-year degree in biochemistry with great distinction, is the recipient. Andrew has excelled scholastically all 3 years of his program in the College of Arts and Science. He was named on the Dean's Honours list every year and received such awards as the University of Saskatchewan Scholarship, the John Spencer Middleton Undergraduate Scholarship, the Knights of Columbus Scholarship, and the NSERC Undergraduate Student Research Scholarships. Andrew has been interested in the medical field and has volunteered at the day surgery wing of the Royal University Hospital. This year, Andrew was admitted to the College of Medicine at the University of Saskatchewan. Andrew has also participated in other extracurricular activities, such as Experience Us, Greystone Spend a Day, and has been active in such organizations as the Biochemistry Students Association, Pre-Med Discussion Group, Greystone Scholar Society, and the University Recreational Soccer Team. His future goals include a residency in family medicine or internal medicine after completing his degree, and he would welcome a career in Saskatchewan. I am pleased to present Andrew Wafik Aziz Wassef, the Fall Convocation 3-year degree medal.
Come on back, Andrew. Andrew Wassef is also the recipient of the President's Medal. This medal is awarded to the undergraduate student with the highest academic standing at Fall Convocation, and you have already heard of his many achievements. It remains for me to observe only that Andrew would like to acknowledge and thank his parents, Wafik and Safa Wassef, and the University of Saskatchewan generally. He has said that he is very pleased with his studies at the U of S and feels that his education has done much to shape him. I'm very proud to present the President's Medal to Andrew Wassef.
I would like to introduce to you the members of the university's faculty and alumni who have made outstanding contributions to our university and our community. And I would ask them to come forward now to receive their awards. The Alumni Award of Achievement. Dr. Glenn Baker, Director of Neurochemical Research Unit at the University of Alberta, is the recipient of the 2006 Alumni of Achievement Award. This award is presented in recognition of outstanding contribution to the profession, community, and the University of Saskatchewan. Dr. Baker is an exceptional scientist with a national and international reputation in biological psychiatry and neurophysiological pharmacology. His most significant contributions have come from exploring the involvement of amines and amino acids in the world of psychiatric disorders and drug metabolism. A Tier 1 Canadian Research Chair, Dr. Baker is not only an exceptional researcher, but a dedicated educator, having supervised over 30 graduate students and numerous postdoctoral fellows and summer students. The former holder of a McCalla and Killam's professorship, Dr. Baker continues to have an enormous influence on the scientific community nationally and internationally. Would you please join me in congratulating Glenn Baker. The Distinguished Graduate Supervisor Award. Dr. Dale Ward, a faculty member in the Department of Chemistry, College of Arts and Science, is the recipient of the Distinguished Graduate Supervisor Award. This award was established to honor those faculty members who excel in the supervision of graduate students. Dr. Ward believes the legacy of academic researchers lies in those who we train. As graduate chair in chemistry and the director of the Saskatchewan Structural Sciences Centre, he has supervised numerous PhDs and Master of Science students through the completion of their theses and is presently supervising 8 doctoral students. Including undergraduate researchers and postdoctoral fellows, there are about 40 past and present members of the Ward Group, representing 15 countries. And now there are even some second-generation members, that is, students of former students. Although some remain in academia, the majority of graduate students work in the pharmaceutical industry in Canada, the United States, or abroad. And all of the undergraduates have gone on to pursue chemistry graduate degrees at the University of Saskatchewan or elsewhere. Would you please join me in congratulating Dale Ward? The Outreach and Public Service Award. Dr. Cherry Rangchari Ulu, or Dr. Cherry as he's widely known, is a faculty member in the Department of Physics and Engineering Physics, College of Arts and Science, and is this year's recipient of the Outreach Public Service Award. This award recognizes individuals who extend the university's expertise to the broader community. At the heart of Dr. Cherry's record of professional and public service is a commitment to promoting youth science education at home and around the world. He has participated in every Canada-wide science fair since 1999, co-chaired the successful effort to bring the 2002 event to Saskatoon, and then chaired the organizing committee. He has also been involved with the International Biology Olympiad and was a key driver in bringing the IBO competition to Saskatoon in 2007. He has been a tireless advocate of student success, particularly when it comes to ensuring successful transition from high school to university. He has built strong relationships with teachers across the province with his involvement with KEEN, a group dedicated to bringing high school teachers and university faculty together in an effort to ensure that students are adequately prepared for the challenges of post-secondary education. Dr. Cherry's efforts and partnership on behalf of education within the community serve as a model for all of us. Would you please join me in congratulating Cherry Rangachi Ulu.
Your Honor, Eminent Chancellor, Mr. President, platform participants, graduates, and guests. What a wonderful afternoon. As President-elect of the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association, and on behalf of our President, Jeffrey Vick, who wasn't able to be here this afternoon, and the Board of Directors of the Association, it is my pleasure to recognize this outstanding class of fall graduates for 2006 and welcome each of you as new members of the Alumni Association of this university. Congratulations. I feel particularly honored to be addressing you today because this year the Alumni Association celebrates its 90th anniversary alongside the university's centennial next year in 2007. Indeed, it is an exciting time to be part of the University of Saskatchewan and its Alumni Association, a time to reflect upon and celebrate our distinguished history while looking ahead at the challenges and the opportunities that lie in this new century. As you walked across the stage today, please remember that graduation does not signal an end to your relationship with this university, but rather the beginning of your new and lifelong role as a member of the larger university community of alumni. You now have the responsibility to ensure that a degree from the University of Saskatchewan will always be a source of great pride, a sign of integrity, and a hallmark of excellence. You join a distinguished group of people, some publicly recognized, some successful in more private ways, but all of whom understand the value of their University of Saskatchewan education. Preserving the value of your degree depends in part on your continued involvement with this excellent institution. Your Alumni Association provides an important link between you and this university. This link can help you build your career and help you maintain lifelong friendships with all the people you've met during your time as a student. I urge you to connect with University of Saskatchewan alumni whenever possible and build strong alliances and partnerships in your community and around the world. The U of S Alumni Association applauds and sincerely appreciates your hard work and outstanding accomplishments to date. Indeed, your success is our success, and I urge you to keep us informed of your future accomplishments so that we can celebrate them together. Again, congratulations and welcome to the University of Saskatchewan Alumni Association. We wish you all the very best.
This brings our convocation ceremony to a close, but before we do, I would like to thank a number of people. Firstly, Glenn Gillis and the University Wind Orchestra. They're celebrating their 45th anniversary this year. Also, our vocalist Quentin Hagel, our signer for today's ceremony, Ann Webstale, Elder Simon Kaikwahat, Lynette Mirza, Convocation Coordinator, and all the members of her team who made these ceremonies such a success today. I would also like to remind the graduates and their families of receptions which will follow this convocation. Bachelor of Arts and Fine Arts, you're to assemble on the east side of the main lobby. Bachelor of Science, the west side of the main lobby, and graduate programs on the second floor lobby. Finally, to today's graduates. As you came across the stage this afternoon, I admitted you to the convocation of our university, and I would like to add my own personal congratulations on your academic achievements and to extend to you my very best wishes for your future success. Today, as you've heard, you have become members of a proud and strong organization, one that boasts a membership of over 122,000 people, which includes leaders in every walk of life, quite literally around the world. I'm talking about the alumni of the University of Saskatchewan. Today, you join those alumni. The University of Saskatchewan has been an important part of your life. It has provided you with the opportunity to receive a postgraduate education. It's given you a head start in life. Take the University of Saskatchewan with you. As you encounter life's successes or life's opportunities, keep the university at your side. Remember it for what it has offered you. I encourage you to participate in alumni events and functions. Continue to be part of university life through the Alumni Association. I'd ask you now all to rise and join in the singing of God Save the Queen.